Yo, Nicholas, Adamski. We're doing our first electrical video. Someone wanted me to call you that. We've done the first electrical video outside the unit, which is very sad for both of us. I'm so sorry, Adam. We have to go back to work properly. We've been at work for ages. It's just filming stuff is a bit difficult. We're in an empty house. We're back at the kitchen. So I need to nip to the shop because I'm doing the Fuseboard to get some stuff. Adam
hates plasterers.
Hates plasterers because the plasterer has decided
to be my best friend.
To make Adam work for his money. So I just wanted to start filming now and show you that before Adam makes a superb job, mate. Superb job. So I'm just going to sort of show him. I said to him, if it's on the edge here, which the box is pretty much just below the surface, you can easily go around, tap it out, and you'll get an edge, and you can run your knife down, make it nice and clean, like so. You can tidy it up quite well with that, as you can see. But when the box is sunk below the wall and you've got a good, what would we say, nearly 10 mils worth of plaster on top of the edge of the box, we're actually going around with the frames, measuring out where the centre is, drawing in the inside of that, and Adam's going to run around with a multi-tool. Aren't you, Adam?
Yep.
Yup. So, yeah, thanks, plasterer. But this one's the easy one. It's those two, which is going to be a pain. So I don't know whether it's worth to get it perfecto, is we set the laser up to the bottom of the mattress, and then you know what you're working off all the way around. Because these are all lasered flat and level. So if we set the laser up, then we know everything's going to be bob on afterwards, especially if it's being tiled. Which I don't think it is, but if it is, it's more noticeable. Positive, mate. Right. We've got the laser across there, duplicate across there. There's a socket to go underneath. There's a cooker switch around there. So, smile.
Someone spotted.
And then 10 mil. Right, I'll run you through to what I've got to do. You just crack on, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so now to my fantastic bit. So, here's our board. Old rewirable fuse board. We've got an old rewirable shower board up here. It's going to be combined. A lot of these cables are actually staying. Obviously, any of the VIR, the old rubber stuff, as you can see, will be disconnected. But that only is for this light. So, going off this, we've got a 10-way fuse box board, and this is our second board of the year because I did one the other day. We couldn't film it. What we have done, if you haven't watched Bruce's videos, I'll link it below. We ran a new feed to rewire the entire house, pretty much. Cooker, shower, no, cooker, bonding, upstairs lights, downstairs lights, kitchen sockets, house sockets, and boiler. I think it's all there. We ran them because we got all the boards up. If you watch the video, we pulled all the boards up. A lot of the stuff is working fine. The lighting doesn't have an earth, but I said while we're doing this, because we channeled the ceiling, run it through, but coming through here, we then had to core a hole up and then through into the floor. So it's about a 1.5 foot step. So we got all that done. So once the ceiling's down, it can be left and never have to be disturbed again. But the problem I've got now is the ceiling's been boarded at some point. Do we hide the cables in the ceiling? These joists are quite thin, but it is a flat roof. It's not load bearing because there's nothing above it. It's a garage. So I'll drill a couple of holes, feed it through. Or for temporary wise, shall I fit some tray? I've said, okay, go with me. This is like probably a Flexicon moment again where people agree or disagree, mainly disagree with me. Stick some tray in the ceiling, we'll tie wrap it, bring it down to the board, and as and when the ceiling wants to get boarded, we can drop it down and run it in surface trunking. Or we drill it up and put it straight in the ceiling. I was a bit nervous about it because they're not the widest of joists, but to be honest with you, I've seen a lot of people drill a lot smaller joists that are load bearing. So I think it's just common sense. I think I'll take Adam's advice and just put them in the ceiling and be done with it. Put it down some trunking. We'll disconnect from the Lucy blocks, get rid of the transformer, combine all this down, run all the new stuff over. Excuse me. And upgrade all the earthing. We've got gas there, which is only 6, and we've already run our 10 mil to the water, so we're going to upgrade all that. And yeah, so let me nip to the shop. I need to go and get myself some meat tails, and a few other bits and bobs for the kitchen, and then we can make a start on some actual electrical work for once. Thank you very much for ITS for sponsoring today's videos. ITS have brought out the brand new 2021 catalogue, which you see before me. In here, they pride themselves on 7 days a week delivery to home or to site, and if you order before 7 PM, you will get next day delivery. From that, they'll always price match anything like for like with Screwfix or Toolstation in these catalogues. They have over 14,000 Trustpilot reviews, and in the catalogues there's loads of stuff ideal for tradespeople and DIY enthusiasts alike. I'll put a link in the description below that'll take you straight to the catalogue, and as usual, if you use code BUNDY, you'll get a freebie on orders over £50. So to round it all up, thank you very much ITS. Guys, go and check them out, hit the link in the description below. Right, so back for wholesaler now. Took a light up, we're going to take this apart in a minute. I've just checked through with Adam, he's doing a cracking job. So what I was on about earlier was, got a bit of tray. The plan was, bolt this to the ceiling now, cable tie all that across to drop down. Once the ceiling is then going to get boarded, you can unscrew this, board the ceiling, trunking up. Adam said no, it's a stupid idea. Just put it in the joist. So we're going to put it in the joist. Nice one, Adam. Thanks, Adam.
I'm always right.
He's always right, okay. Okay. Yeah, we already know what all of this stuff does. Two white flexes are outside lights. That's lighting, that's garage lighting. Sockets, cooker points. So there's two cooker points. We have one for the hob, and then we put a new cooker point in for the bigger ovens. Even though they're only technically 13 amp, we've got 6mm there. That'll cover that. Shower is going to be combined. We can get rid of all the tails. Going to do that. Yeah, you all got Hoover.
Yeah, just clean up the back of the boxes.
Good lad, good lad. That's what I like to see. So yeah, variety of stuff here. That new power bank that I showed in the previous video, easily charging the docking station for the Bosch stuff. That should be next video. I'll go through that and then it'll be on a giveaway.
That's warm, isn't it, mate?
Is it nice and warm in there? Thank you so much. So, unfortunately, he spent too much time with me. He's becoming like me. Yeah, so crack on. I just want to mention as well, to you guys that enjoy the content and all that sort of stuff, thank you very much. Also, a lot of guys that message me about apprenticeship. So with the apprenticeship stuff, I can only tell you so much of what I've done with Adam. I never did one myself. But the EGT family, so Electrician Guide to Everything family, the podcast that I'm on as well with Sam, Amy and Mark. Mark does Apprentice 1-to-1. So what Mark does, he has a branch of a network of people where you would then approach him to do an apprenticeship. He would then find you an employer somewhere that's looking for an apprentice, hook you up. He's been successful so many times. He's helped so many lads out. It's all free. So if you just contact him, it's Apprentice 1-to-1 below. He will then, if you approach him with an apprentice, saying I'm an apprentice, I'm in this part of the area, part of the UK, he can then approach people looking for apprentices and hook you up. He's been successful countless amount of times. It's all free and it is great. So thank you very much, Mark. Carry on what you're doing. Amy's got a new podcast out, doing wonders. It's great, great listen. Go and check that out. Sub below if you can. And also Sam is putting a lot of time and effort into the mental health stuff with on his podcast, construction, and then stuff outside the electrical industry as well, which is perfect. It's a really cool little podcast to listen to. I'll put all the list below. Go and sub. You know, they put a lot of effort into it, and you won't be disappointed. Some good stuff there. So unfortunately with this job, I'm just going to have to do it in snippets because I left all my GoPro stuff at home, so I've got one battery, so I'm going to have to keep putting it backwards and forwards on the charger. Ill-organised as usual. So what I'm going to do is just start taking part bit by bit by bit, get these flexes out of the way, get rid of these singles and the VIR rubber cable. Doorbell's going, that's now disconnected. Section it all off, then I'm going to start drilling through, get all the cables brought across, put the fuse board down as low as possible. Probably going to scooch it over to the right so I can get a tail gland in. I'm just going to loop straight up and through to the Lucy blocks, and then just do some trunking, cut a big square in the top, put some edging around it, so the cable will just go top entry. No rear entry today, boys, sorry. And then from that, get a bit of 10mm up, clip that across, get that nice close to the gas meter, and then obviously we've already got our water 10mm there as well. So I'll just stage it and stage it, okay. Alright, so we strip the board down. We have outside light, that is another outside light. Upstairs and downstairs, they have no earth at all. That's how we've run the new feeds in, but we've not done the exchange yet. So the old ones will be wired in today and the new ones will be curled up in the trunking. Same thing with the sockets. What we're changing over is we're putting a new cooker in it. We've already got an old cooker and we've got a shower. We're putting a new 6mm feed in. There'll be a new ring for the kitchen and a new boiler feed. Everything else will stay the same for today. Luckily we've gone around, everything is at a class 2 fitting. Even the new downlights we've put in are on a class 2 fitting. So we can get away with no earth. We're back here over the weekend. It's Friday today, so we're back on the weekend to literally connect up what we've been doing over the past, well, 6 weeks now because of Christmas. So we're going to get that sorted. Big Troy's has been on the phone. Rhino Trade Insurance, Bundy 10, as you all know. We've not said it for ages. We'll say it again. Anyone that needs any public liability insurance, trade insurance, tool cover, all that sort of stuff, Rhino Trade Insurance, I'll put it below. Use the discount code Bundy 10. You won't regret it. Get amongst it. Sorry, my lights just fell off the ceiling, hit me in the head. 2 holes there, 2 holes there. I've got no issue with drilling this close to the wall because the beams actually don't end on the wall. They actually travel through straight into the main house, into this wall. So I'm happy with that. And it's just about feeding cables down now. Get it nice and neat, bring them round, measure it where our new board's going to go. Slightly over to the right. It's just one of them bitty ones, as we know, I've said before. Just try and make it as neat as we can, easy for ourselves next time we come round. And I'll just run and see how Adam's getting on.
Then I'll screw about it.
You good job. So what Adam's done is we're having some brushed chrome fittings on here at some point in the next couple of weeks. And it is being tiled, so we've put some of the sockets on. A lot of people ask questions about these. I'll put a link below. Sockets with the Z at the end, the shield protectors. So we screw them in place, that screws back. I told the customer to tile pretty much touching the shield, which will then allow us to put the socket back on without any gaps or any grout lines.
I've got a problem. Because it's USB, it's bigger, it doesn't fit in the socket.
Oh, does it not?
No. It might maybe if I just shave a little bit there and a little bit there, it's just the...
Oh, the lumps on the top.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do, mate, as long as it's safe afterwards.
I'll probably just multi-tool a bit of it.
Adapt. Overcome. What's the Bear Grylls one? You're going to drink some of your own way in a minute. Also, Adam, you're naughty. Why are you naughty, Adam? Because who hasn't drank Monster for 2 weeks?
What did you drink yesterday?
The rock star. It's different. They're all pulled through. I've got the raw plugs in from my board. They're all pulled through. I'm going to pull them a bit tighter, and I've put a bit of slack on there with some more round band. The corner, so it's not rubbing on the brick too much. Board out, tail gland in. I'm just going to measure that up there, and like we've done with previous boards, is where the trunking comes in the top, the big boy stuff. I'm probably going to knock these two out, and I'll multi-tool between them. We'll put some grommet strip around there, and that'll hide that within the trunking itself, just to allow access for all the cables to pass through, because at the moment there is quite a few. It's going to be all of these, and then 3 of these as well. The rest of them I'm just going to leave coiled up above the ceiling. Then tomorrow I'm going to switch it over and renew the whole house, really. So technically it would have had a full rewire. Right, next step. That's on, washed back, tail gland in, tails in. I always say try and get your tails in first. They're the most awkward things to do. Get it out of the way with. Main is earthed in. We've got our channel in the top. We start feeding down what we need to feed. These flexes, I spoke to the customer, who is my friend, obviously. We're going to put them in for now. There's nothing wrong with them, to be honest, but the front light and the back light are all going to get changed at some point. We're just going to reroute this as and when. But for the time being, it's just going in. It's all going to be tested anyway to make sure it's all safe. And as and when, we can cut the trunk in. There's not going to be a lot, but we might as well put some in. And maybe, if there's not enough gap here, we'll just knock a little bit for the new cables going in. But neatness wise, it's going to be all hidden and nice and secure, so happy days. We're going to start feeding them in, seeing what room we've got, and then I'll start spacing my RCBOs out. Right, we're in. We've left this one out, and these 3. These are then going in tomorrow. This is what we've got to play with. Kitchen, boiler, cooker, shower, hob, and it says cooker on it. Outside lights, upstairs and downstairs lights, house sockets, and then this socket here, which is then going to get changed as well. So, next thing is breaker sizes in and around. I'm not sure how neat this is going to be. This is a real world situation where I know I do, and I pride myself in it, quite a few neat boards, especially if we're doing rewires or we can extend the cables, but realistically it will work exactly the same as if a messy board would. I won't say messy is in absolutely everywhere where you can't tell where stuff go, but I'm not getting perfect bends, I'm not straightening out the cables out as properly as I can. You know, real world situations for stuff that you want to see in people's houses, where you come to work with and open the board and you go, oh sweet, I can tell, like, that's good work, it helps people out in the future, or yourself. Don't spend hours like I do sometimes getting it neat, because it's just a pride thing. I have a bit of OCD about it. I like it the way it is, and if I've got the time, I'll do it. But today is not going to be one of those situations. It's just going to be get it in the right place, get it as best as we can, get it working. Right, so I had a massive faff. Sorry I've not recorded anything. This is the last bit of the video because my GoPro, I don't know if it says it's cold, but it will record me, my audio at least, and then halfway through this it'll just freeze and you'll get no visual. So I've had to, half the stuff I've looked at, I've already gone past it all. But anyway, if you know any way of fixing the GoPro, or do I just take it back to the shop or get a new one, please let me know. Right, board's on. Like I said, it's not the neatest. There's more stuff to go in and old stuff to go out, so I'm not too concerned at the moment. Tails in, earthing in, they're all pulled across, ready to be boarded. This one is stripping out. Right, so I've ended up giving up with the GoPro. I realised it's the temperature. It is, you can see my breath, it is really cold outside. I've been outside, it's been outside with me all day, freezing cold. We're back here tomorrow. I won't film because I need to get on with it. It's the weekend, so I want to get in and gone. I've tested everything I can do so far, my end. Literally just waiting for Adam to connect up the last socket in the kitchen to then test that. Gonna stick some of the board up, but the board is getting changed quite a bit, so it's pointless doing everything now. I say I'm popping back in the morning, so it's all coming together, and then once we've pretty much connected tomorrow, it will be up and running, pretty much full rewire done, which is nice. It's taken a while, but things get in the way and Christmas and whatnot. Once again, remember from the beginning of the video, sponsorship as in ITS. Check all the links below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.